Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome along to the commentary hub for today's Premier League match between West Ham and Everton. I'm Chris Coughlin. I'll be bringing you commentary of the game, which is huge for the respective targets of both sides. For West Ham, a win would take the Hammers back into the European places and to within 3 points of fourth-placed Arsenal, who play Crystal Palace tomorrow night. Meanwhile, for Everton, should the Blues win their first away game in the Premier League since August, they will move 6 points clear of the relegation zone after Watford's defeat at Liverpool yesterday, and a massive 7 points clear of 19th placed Burnley ahead of the meeting between the sides on Wednesday. Let's bring you the team news from the London Stadium. For West Ham, there are three changes from their defeats to Tottenham before the international break. In come Ryan Fredericks, a rest start for him at right back, Pablo Fornells and Jared Bowen. So the West Ham lineup in full is Lucas Fabianski in goal, Ryan Fredericks, Craig Dawson, Kurt Zouma and Aaron Cresswell completing the back four. Thomas Souček partners Declan Rice in midfield, and Declan Rice captains West Ham, of course. Jared Bowen, Said Benrahma and Pablo Fornells are behind Mikhail Antonio. The substitutes for West Ham are Areola, Soufal, Issa Diop, Arthur Masuaku, Mark Noble, Vlasic, Yarmolenko, Alex Kral and Lisa. For Everton, they line up as follows with 5 changes from their defeat to Crystal Palace in the FA Cup. In come Vitaly Mykolenko, Damari Gray, Mason Holgate, a late replacement for the injured Donny van der Beek, who got injured in the warm-up, Alex Iwobi and Dominic Calvert-Lewin. The Everton lineup in full: Jordan Pickford in goal, John Joe Kenny, Ben Godfrey, Michael Keane and Mykolenko across the back four. Mason Holgate may well move in to make it a back five, but we're hearing that he may partner Abdoulaye Doucouré in the midfield too. Then Alex Iwobi, Richarlison and Damari Gray are behind Dominic Calvert-Lewin, who has scored his last 2 games at the London Stadium. Asbjørn Begovic, Isaac Price, Jared Branthwaite, Anthony Gordon, El Ghazi, Anwar El Ghazi, that is, Gordon, Anwar El Ghazi, Dele Alli, and Solomon Rondon. West Ham, it's a big boost. Bowen back. He's been out of action since an ankle injury picked up against Liverpool last month. Would have potentially been called up for the England squad as well had he not suffered that injury. Jared Bowen has had a fantastic season. He's had 21 goal contributions for the Hammers, and on the other side, Everton need Dominic Calvert-Lewin to get back to the last score. He's only found that 3 times this season. They all came in the first month of the campaign back in August, when he scored 3 in his first 3 before injuries have hampered his season. A big game for both sides for their respective targets as we get ready to get underway at the London Stadium. The players take the knee in the ongoing fight against racism, not just in football, but in life in general. And it is Everton who get the game underway at the London Stadium, kicking from right to left in the first half. West Ham in their claret and blue with white shorts and claret and blue socks. Everton in white shirts, black shorts and black socks. As the ball goes out to Pablo Fornells on the left-hand side, John Joe Kenny looks to challenge him. Michael Keane launches it forward. He's taken down by Cresswell, who fires it back towards the Everton half. Not much on the ground at the moment, but Declan Rice tries to bring some calm to the game. Back to Cresswell, playing it forward to Antonio, holds the ball up well. Antonio round the corner looking for Said Benrahma, but dealt with by Ben Godfrey. Souček now intercepts. Declan Rice back to Craig Dawson. Kurt Zouma, the former Everton centre-back, at the heart of the West Ham defence today. As the ball goes out in play, the pass from Aaron Cresswell. It does look like Mason Holgate will be occupying a midfield role for Everton today. He's been never present over the last 8 Premier League games. Was today's game before Donny van der Beek picked up that injury in the warm-up. Declan Rice back to Fabianski. Goes right to Craig Dawson, who's really formed an effective partnership at centre-back with Kurt Zouma. Certainly in the Premier League, but they've also performed well in the Europa League as well. Ryan Fredericks at right back today. Ben Johnson misses out for the Hammers. Not even on the bench today, Ben Johnson. Vladimir Soufal is there. He had a fantastic campaign last year, of course, the Czech Republic international. West Ham in possession early on. Fabianski goes long looking for Ben Rama. It's dealt with eventually by Godfrey, who puts it out for a throw in under pressure from his opposite number 22 side, Ben Rama. Just forward, of course, Everton, such a poor away record in the Premier League. It is the worst record in the division. No away win since August with that 2-0 win at Brighton. The ball forward towards Antonio. Goes straight out of play under pressure from Michael Keane, who wears the captain's armband for Everton today. He has criticism, no doubt about it, over the course of the season, but he is a reliable figure at the back for Everton, or has been since he joined the club. Joan Pickford just getting ready to take the goal kick for Everton. Telling Ben Godfrey to go forward, who is perhaps looking for a short one, but Pickford saying he's going to launch it long, which he does now, left-footed, into the West Ham half. Up go the heads, Kurt Zouma up into the air, Declan Rice down to Doucouré now, who's picked it up. Holgate and Doucouré exchanging passes. Holgate now out to Damari Gray on the right-hand side. Ignored the intentions of John Joe Kenny, was looking for the overlap, plays it back to Ben Godfrey. Godfrey coming forward for Everton. Looking forward for the run of Dominic Calvert-Lewin, but it's been intercepted. Now West Ham have the ball back, and a free kick's been given in the centre of the park when Ben Rama was taken down. Just checking sure that his ankle's okay side Ben Rama. Bit of a hop there, but he's up and back in action for West Ham. So we check now to Declan Rice. Cross to Kurt Zouma. Cresswell left-hand side, coming back to Zouma. And now in midfield to Declan Rice, the West Ham captain. Fredericks. Back to Dawson. Playing it across to Kurt Zouma. West Ham having plenty of possession in the opening stages of this game. Cresswell. Ben Rama. Or now. Back into Ben Rama. And Rice, touch out of his feet. Gets past Richarlison, now to Fredericks. Through the legs. Bowen gives it back to Fredericks, who gets the cross in. It might fall for Fornells, and it does. It's a good block. Up in the air from Doucouré. Everton just now get it cleared through Vitaly Mykolenko, but the first real chance of the game falling to Pablo Fornells there. And his shot was well blocked inside the Everton penalty area. Gareth Bowen now gives away a free kick. But West Ham looking threatening down this right-hand side in particular in the early stages. Brian Fredericks with the cutback. Fornells came onto it. It was a good block by Michael Keane in the end. Fornells' eyes lit up there as he came onto the ball right-footed. Now Ben Godfrey. Everton just having a bit of possession inside their own half at the moment. 5 minutes gone at the London Stadium. It's West Ham United 0, Everton 0. Godfrey. Again, plays it square to Michael Keane. Into John Joe Kenny. Seen a new lease of life under Frank Lampard since the new manager's come in. John Joe Kenny was pretty much frozen out under Rafa Benitez. West Ham win the ball back now with Said Ben Rama. Intercepted in the midfield. Jared Bowen. Back to Ben Rama, who looks to get it back to Bowen, but it's shifted out of play by Mason Holgate for a West Ham throw-in. Ryan Fredericks. Rice. Kurt Zouma. Back to Declan Rice. And he's under pressure from Iwobi, Declan Rice, and he's just about kept hold of the ball on the halfway line. Otherwise, Everton could well have been in there. Good pressure from Alex Iwobi. Zouma again out to Cresswell. Hoists it forward, looking for the run of Antonio, and Michael Keane will just clear his lines, get it out of play. But that's something that Mikel Antonio will do all day long. He will run and chip the ball. Cresswell now to take the throw-in just outside the lines of the Everton penalty area on the left-hand side. Ben Rama looking to get away from Holgate, but he hasn't managed to do so. Now Damari Gray bursting down the right-hand side for Everton. Could this be the Blues' first chance of the game? It's a good challenge from Declan Rice, and It's a challenge from Decore, but didn't fall back to an Everton shirt, and Dawson tidies up by giving it back to Lucas Fabianski, but a good run from Damari Gray down the right-hand side. First real burst of attack from Everton in the game, just couldn't make anything of it and couldn't find a white shirt before he was tackled by Declan Rice. Ben Godfrey now. Just looking for his options. Again, thinks about giving it back to Michael Keane, but Antonio cuts off that route. Ben Godfrey short to Richarlison. Now Alex Iwobi plays the ball now looking for Mikalenko. That's a good play from Everton. Dominic Calvert-Lewin. Got John Joe Kenny on the overlap. Calvert-Lewin looks for John Joe Kenny. It's a good ball. Kenny gets the cross in towards Richarlison with the overhead kick, and it's been blocked by Craig Dawson. That was a good chance for Everton. Ball up to Antonio, who's done really well to keep hold of it. Declan Rice now, first time ball out to Pablo Fornals. The left-hand side. Fornals back to Declan Rice. But Everton coming forward down the right-hand side. Both teams making the most of their respective flanks in this first 10 minutes of the game. Cresswell now. Looking to maybe get it in left foot. It plays it back to Declan Rice. After Pablo Fornals. Right foot ball into Thomas Soucek. But Everton crowded him out before he can try and come away with the ball. Alex Iwobi. Moving towards the left-hand side. He's got Richarlison outside him. Dominic Calvert-Lewin inside. Richarlison on the left-hand side. Facing up Ryan Fredericks. Richarlison tries to get a shot away, but it is blocked by the West Ham right-back. And falls now to Vitaly Mikalenko, the Ukrainian international. Alex Iwobi. Looking for Dominic Calvert-Lewin. It's a good header away by Kurt Zouma. Will it fall to Damari Gray? It won't, because he's challenged by Thomas Soucek. The ball will fall now to Aaron Cresswell, who comes away with it for West Ham. Pablo Fornals. Declan Rice. Ball in between the lines to Said Benrahma. Now Jared Bowen on the right-hand side. Coming in his left foot. Gives it to Ryan Fredericks, who miscues his cross, and it ends up on the roof of the net. That's a goal kick for Everton. But the visitors have started to show their teeth in this game. Both chances for them coming down the right-hand side. As we see Donny van der Beek, who was set to start this game today in midfield alongside Decore, but pulled up with an injury during the warm-up. A big blow for Everton that. He's played well since coming into the team after joining on loan from Manchester United, and Everton really do need options in midfield. No Gomez today as well, no Alan. Of course, with his suspension, the red card that he picked up against Newcastle, and the 3-game ban was upheld, despite 2 appeals from Everton, one for an initial total rescinding of the red card before the other appeal for the 2, or the other appeal to make it only 2 games from 3 was knocked back as well. As Antonio gets in for West Ham, and it's a corner for the Hammers. Jared Bowen playing it to Antonio getting his left foot, and it's a good block from Michael Keane at the end. But a threat out of nothing really for West Ham from an Everton throw-in. It's a corner on the left-hand side. It'll be a right footer coming in for Fornals. Carlson heads it away near the post. Back to Pablo Fornals. Declan Rice gets onto the ball from the back heel from Fornals, and it'll come to Dawson at the far post. It'll fall to Bowen. Right-hand side, getting it back into his left foot. Has a go, and it's straight at Gordon Pickford. Gathers well, full on the volley. It's a good take in the end by England's number 1. Good effort from Jared Bowen, getting back into his favoured foot, his left foot. Whipping the shot in, and Jordan Pickford taking it on the full, gathering it well. Michael Keane. Abdoulaye Doucouré back to Michael Keane, who captains Everton today. Mason Holgate, who is definitely playing as part of a midfield 2 alongside Doucouré. Perhaps could allow Doucouré to get a bit more further forward, which he was doing certainly at the start of the season. When Rafa Benitez was Everton manager, Doucouré took that Benitez and challenged him to get 5 goals this season. 2 so far for the new Mali international. Michael Keane looking forward to Calvert-Lewin. It's a good ball. Decore picks up just outside the penalty area. Back to Damari Gray. Onto his left foot. Damari Gray gets the shot away. It's blocked by Kurt Zouma. It might fall for John Joe Kenny, and it does. Gets the cross back in, but Souček heads it away from Alex Iwobi. Forward to Antonio from Fornals, but it's been cut out again by Michael Keane. He's doing really well at the back for Everton. Decore coming forward, trying to get the cross in, but Kurt Zouma blocks it, and Declan Rice can bring the ball away. Antonio, that's a good pass into Pablo Fornals, and West Ham have got two over on the right-hand side. Fornals now into Jared Bowen. Back into Saïd Benrahma. Benrahma is looking for Pablo Fornals. Is this the opener for West Ham? That's great goalkeeping by Jordan Pickford. Benrahma's pass might have been intended for Antonio. It went past him. It fell to Pablo Fornals, and Jordan Pickford was out really quickly to smother the danger. Just opened up for West Ham as they came down the right-hand side. Benrahma's reverse ball found Pablo Fornals, and Jordan Pickford did really well to even prevent Fornals getting a shot away, I think. It was really good goalkeeping from England's number one, Jordan Pickford. Best chance of the game so far for either side. As Michael Keane's ball downfield finds Dominic Calvert-Lewin. Gives it to Damari Gray. Decore. Got two to his left-hand side. One of them is Vitaly Mykolenko. Richarlison crosses with his left foot. Rather unorthodoxly, gets it late. It's fallen back to Richarlison. Looks to get past Ryan Fredericks. Gets the cross with his left foot, but is always floating over the bar and harmless himself there for not getting a better ball into the penalty area. As we see Mason Holgate down, and this would be a big blow for Everton. Mason Holgate, who's come into the starting 11 today to replace Donny van der Beek, who was injured in the warm-up as well. Just seeing part of Holgate's sock getting cut open here, whether that's something that's causing him some discomfort, we're not entirely sure. Just wait and see what reaction is from Holgate himself, because it doesn't look like any particular discomfort makes Holgate, but if he was not able to continue, it would be a big, big blow for Everton. We're down to the bare bones in terms of midfield options already as it is. Frank Lampard on the sidelines knows that he needs Mason Holgate to carry on, really. Just having a chat to Everton's number 4, and it does look like he's okay to carry on. Unsure what the issue was particularly with Mason Holgate. He has had some holes cut open in his socks, which is an interesting look, but it does look like he's able to continue in the game. Just waiting for Mason Holgate to be allowed back onto the pitch by David Coote today. And on comes Mason Holgate. Everton are back up to their full contingent of 11 as West Ham are in possession. Aaron Cresswell. Forward for Antonio. Back to Aaron Cresswell, but his touch takes the ball out of play for an Everton throw-in. But Everton have done well from a good start from West Ham in the opening few minutes. West Ham dominated the possession, dominated the ball, and have had the best chance through Pablo Fornals. But Everton have done really well to stamp their authority back onto the game. John Joe Kenny. Michael Keane. Holgate, who puts it back to Ben Godfrey, just outside his own penalty area. Square ball to Michael Keane, the other captain. John Joe Kenny now at right back, looking for Dominic Calvert-Lewin, who came short. Mason Holgate, flipping the ball out to Vitaly Mykolenko. Richarlison, quizzing onto his right foot. Midway through the West Ham half, good ball through to Dominic Calvert-Lewin, who looks to cut it back, and it's blocked out by Kurt Zouma for Everton's corner. Good run from Dominic Calvert-Lewin. And the cutback was well defended by Kurt Zouma, but it's a corner rather now to Everton. Plenty forward for the Blues. Plenty of height in there as well. Calvert-Lewin, Ben Godfrey's in there as well. Richarlison as well. And they get a crucial breakthrough away from home. 17 minutes gone. The corner goes up to Damari Gray. The heads up, it's headed away. Now Ben Rama will complete the clearance for West Ham. Mikolenko looks to nod it back to John Joe Kenny. Gets the ball out to Damari Gray. Lovely cushion pass to Richarlison. Finds Alex Iwobi, who's inside the West Ham penalty area, looking for Dominic Calvert-Lewin, but it didn't fall to him. It's been cleared away by West Ham. Halfway line now, and Ben Godfrey back into the West Ham half for Alex Iwobi. Turns and finds Damari Gray. Needs some support. We're looking for John Joe Kenny, who's now over on the right-hand side, but it's Mason Holgate in midfield. Decore. Choosing to go forward with the ball to Corey. Look, Charleston's little flick finds Iwobi. Tali Mikolenko. To Corey, back to Iwobi. It's a good ball by Iwobi to Richarlison, who cuts it back across, and it could fall here to Mason Holgate on the volley, but it's blocked by Declan Rice, and Richarlison would have been offside if he'd gone for it. It's headed up in the air by Fredericks. And now Decore. Back to Alex Iwobi. Everything coming down the left-hand side. There's a good ball from Iwobi, but it's over Richarlison. Holds the ball out straight away to Declan Rice, and West Ham can look to get forward on the counter-attack. Fornals back to Declan Rice. Everton really have imposed themselves in the last 5 minutes. Almost over 2/3 of the ball in the last 5 minutes, having been under the cosh in the opening exchanges. But now it is West Ham who have the ball. Fornals back to Declan Rice. Craig Dawson out to Ryan Fredericks. Jared Bowen. Dawson out to Fredericks. Yeah, his ball can't find Jared Bowen, and the Iwobi cuts it out. They're working well. Everton down. Put out the West Ham threat, which is prominent early on. Pickford forward to Fredericks. Holgate challenges Bowen, who loses the possession, but Richarlison nearly gives it him back. Mikolenko also nearly does so, but Ben Godfrey launches it forward just to get rid of the danger. Kazuma's cushion header out to Aaron Cresswell. Cresswell now gone out. Declan Rice. Bonals back to Rice again. Craig Dawson first time ball to Ben Rama. Fredericks exchange of passes with the Algerian. And Ben Rama looks for Fredericks again, but it's dealt with by Vitaly Mikolenko. Richarlison back to Ben Godfrey. Michael Keane just looking for some options, plays it square to Godfrey. And again, back to his fellow centre-half, Michael Keane. It's some possession for Everton, but it's all within their own half, which is what West Ham won't mind at this point in the game. Godfrey forward. Held back by Dawson. Iwobi looks to collect it and does, and just lets it go out for a throw in under pressure from Craig Dawson. Now Everton coming forward with Decore, Richarlison getting past Ben Rama. Does really well to fight back, and in fact wins the throw in for West Ham because his challenge came off Richarlison last. It's a throw in for West Ham midway inside their own half. Richarlison. John Kenny tried to acrobatic inside the penalty area. It's the clearest, best chance I've had so far. West now on the break. Coming down the left hand side with Ben Rama is looking forward. Right. Presents towards the penalty back to left. Ben Rama gets the cross but it's blocked by Corey. And this far as right. Pushing back onto his right. away by Ben Todd. Calvert-Lewin completes the clearance. Forward but Charlton can't get past Fredericks. The referee has been given Everton's favour as to Fredericks was judged to have fouled the Brazilian international. A little bit scrappy in the middle of the park. Nobody did well to get to Richarlison, but yeah, Fredericks just blocked the run of Richarlison and denied the breakaway there for Everton. And there'll be a free kick to the Blues just inside their own half, which will be taken by Mason Holgate. Michael Keane. Then Godfrey. All the way back to Jordan Pickford. Into the midfield now for Holgate. First time ball out to Godfrey. And it will be coming deep, very deep in fact. Alex Iwobi into 30 yards from his own goal. Damari Gray. Only one shot on target so far in the game. They're coming for West Ham. Jared Bowen, his long range effort was easily dealt with by Jordan Pickford really well. 23 minutes gone at London Stadium. It is still West Ham 0, Everton 0. Big games for both sides, of course. West Ham's European ambitions, but also Everton looking to get themselves away from the relegation zone before a huge game against Burnley on Wednesday night. Dominic Calvert-Lewin gets the flick on. It's up in the air by Fredericks. It bounces out of play for an Everton throw-in. 35 yards out from the West Ham goal. Frank Lampard encouraging his team forward, which they need to do in order to get themselves away from trouble in the Premier League, as Michael Keane's ball goes all the way through to Lucas Fabianski. Kurt Zouma looks to get play started. Yeah, Everton's last away win in the Premier League all the way back in August with a 2-0 win at the Amex. But Everton's start was fantastic. When you look at it, 4 of their wins came in the first 2 months of the campaign, but it's been barren for them since. Just 3 wins between October and April the 3rd, rather. A free kick has been given against the Jamaican international for the foul on Ben Godfrey, who did win it with his head, but a high foot Mikel Antonio deemed to be worthy of a free kick, which it was. It was a high foot from Antonio. He was brave to get and win the header in the first place, but it was a foul for Antonio and a free kick now to Everton inside their own penalty area. John Pickford ready to take left-footed, and he does so now. Launches it forward. Everton have plenty to do, but it's creating opportunities for them. Again, the debut from Alpha on its way to Michael Keane. From the run on the inside, but it's good defending from West Ham, and ultimately Mikolenko fouled Craig Douglas the ball. Fredericks shepherded Mikolenko away from the ball, and then when he got past Fredericks, Mikolenko then took down Craig Dawson. Another frustrating moment for Everton. They look to be able to create something, but just haven't been able to do so. Cresswell's long ball now finds Mikel Antonio. Real battle between him Keane's able to pull back pass by Everton. Decore does really well to get the ball away from Fornells, who latched onto the ball back pass. And in fact, wins the throw in for Everton level with their own penalty area. But it was really good defending from outside the core, and after Fornells found themselves inside the Everton penalty area. There'll be John Joe Kenny on the Everton right-hand side. Towards Calvert Lewin. Rama picks it up. Back to Declan Rice. Cresswell. Ben Rama. Cresswell again. Ben Rama. Back to Declan Rice. Now Mikel Antonio. The battle continues between him and Michael Keane, and Keane puts out for a throw-in for West Ham. Level with the Everton penalty area. But you get the feeling these kind of battles are the ones that Mikel Antonio in particular really does relish up against. Goes down. Puts the ball in the air now for Everton. And it'll be an Everton win just at the half, first halfway line. David Moyes is his former club today. What a job he's done with West Ham. Took over with them really in the middle of a relegation battle, which was nice. Got them showing project. And then take them to the quarterfinals of the Europa League, where they'll play Lyon on Thursday. Huge game for West Ham. So he plays the ball forward to Chelsea. He's around Fabianski. And it's good defending by Ryan Fredericks at the end. The flag did stay down, but Michael Mulder's given him a free kick. It was good defending from Ryan Fredericks. He stays so alert there. It's a good ball from Alex Iwobi, which also hit the run inside. And I think he's given a foul in the end, Michael Oliver, by Richarlison on Ryan Fredericks. But that was the best chance of the game so far. Richarlison got around Lucas Fabianski. Really well then to get his body inside the space in between Richarlison and the ball. Also won the free kick. But Everton again making inroads into the West Ham half. And a big chance for Richarlison that he can't convert. Dorf Fredericks. It's a very rare start in the Premier League today for Ryan Fredericks arrived back to West Ham. Only his second start of the campaign. But with the form of Ben Johnson and the form of Vladimir Sufal when available as well, such an outlet for West Ham. You can't really blame Ryan Fredericks for not playing that much football. He's got two very good fullbacks ahead of him. Ball is back with Craig Dawson inside the West Ham half. Over to Kurt Zouma as we hit exactly half an hour in this game between West Ham and Everton at the London Stadium. 15 minutes to go until the break. Declan Rice playing it forward now. It'll fall to Jared Bowen after touch from Fornells. Bowen goes down. It's a free kick to West Ham in a very dangerous position. Just outside West Ham. Holgate that fouled Bowen. It's a penetrative ball from Rice. Jared Bowen. The ball fell back to Bowen. He got the touch past Holgate, and it is a free kick. Within shooting range, Sai Ben Rama and Aaron Cresswell are the two over it. Aaron Cresswell, of course, particularly good at set pieces for the Hammers. Scored a brilliant free kick against Manchester United a couple of seasons ago. That was at the other end of the London Stadium. Can he score one at this end? West Ham shoots left to right in the first half. He does suit a left footer. Aaron Cresswell eyeing it up to 5-man Everton wall. Michael Keane at the centre of it. Dominic Calvert-Lewin in the wall as well. The Aaron Cresswell left footed over the wall. That is a brilliant goal from Aaron Cresswell. West Ham set-piece specialist does it again. And the Hammers take the lead after 32 minutes with a brilliant strike from the left-back. No chance for Jordan Pickford. And West Ham lead with a brilliant goal from Aaron Cresswell. It's West Ham 1, Everton 0. The wall jumps, but it finds a way over the wall into the top corner. That is a fantastic strike from Aaron Cresswell. The Liverpool fan scores against Everton. And the Blues are behind away from home again. That is a brilliant hit from Aaron Cresswell, and it's something that he is very much capable of. It's reminiscent of his goal against Manchester United back in 2019. A really good strike with his left foot, and Frank Lampard knows that he needs Everton to get back into this game as the away woes continue. Margay gets the game back underway, and it is West Ham 1, Everton 0. After 32 minutes, a brilliant strike from Aaron Cresswell. No chance for Jordan Pickford. And things could go bad to worse here for Everton, at least with a yellow card being brandished out for Michael Keane. The battle going on with Mikel Antonio, and Antonio's winning it for now. A good touch from Antonio. Michael Keane takes him down. Antonio would have been bearing down a goal potentially for West Ham. I think there would have been enough back from Everton's point of view to not make it a red card. It's very near to the halfway line, which I think potentially saves Michael Keane, but still, it's the first yellow card of the game, and it's brandished to the Everton captain. The ball's played forward to Antonio, battling Keane again. In fact, it's still Antonio. Hits it back, but nails it over, deflected over. And in fact, in the end, offside has been given, but that could well have been 2 for West Ham. Everton living very dangerously at the moment as we see Aaron Cresswell strike again. It was a brilliant hit. It has to be said from the left back. The wall jumped and it couldn't prevent the ball getting over into the top corner of Jordan Pickford's net. It's his second Premier League goal of the season. Cresswell scored on the opening day against Newcastle at St James's Park. It's his first goal at the London Stadium this season. But Everton had done really well to get themselves into the game after a good start by Sam, but they have to go all over again today. A reminder, their last away win in the Premier League all the way back the 28th of August, the 2-0 win at Brighton at the Amex. We'll be exchanging passes down the right-hand side. We'll be now to Fendo Kenny. Could have got the cross in first time, but he decides to cut back. Looking to get past Ben Rama, but Ben Rama's done well to shepherd the ball. And frustration from Fendo Kenny could well have got the ball in first time there, but back onto his left foot, and Ben Rama dealt with the ball. This is played up to Mikel Antonio. Really good, strong play from Mikel Antonio to keep the ball for West Ham. Craig Dawson. Kurt zooming out, Jackie Rice. Cresswell, the goal scorer. Suchet. Ryan Fredericks looking to cut inside with Charleston. The other fullback getting on the attacking display for West Ham. Jared Bowen round the corner to Pablo Fornals. Crosses it in. It's dealt with eventually by Jordan Pickford after Ben Godfrey's block rebounded to him off Mason Holgate. Balls it straight out to Decore. Looking for options. Out to Godfrey. Alex Iwobi. Left-hand side for Everton. Over to Michael Keane as Everton look to shift it right. Decore. Coming deep to pick it up. Got Kenny on the right-hand side, but he's been cut off now by Ben Rama. It will be first time passing to Damari Gray, who looks for Dominic Calvert-Lewin, but it's dealt with by Craig Dawson. Cresswell gives it to Declan Rice. Cresswell looking down the line for Antonio. The flick is won by the Jamaican. Gives it to Michael Keane. Declan Rice was looking for Ryan Fredericks on the right-hand side, but was all the way out of play. It's an Everton throw in halfway inside their own half. Everton just struggling to get on the ball in the last few minutes, so we'll be playing it back now to Jordan Pickford, who has to clear first time because it was a back pass, and it wasn't the most comfortable ball back to the goalkeeper. As a free kick's now been given to Everton from Dawson's foul on Charlison. Pickford did well to get the ball forward. It wasn't a good ball back to him from Iwobi, but Richarlison does well to win the free kick from Dawson. McKean's just seeing some attention to the bottom of his left boot. Looks like as he's having a word with Frank Lampard as well. There's a break in play before this Everton free kick. But yeah, Michael Keane just having some of his studs adjusted as we speak. Just for Everton, to put it into context, just 10 away goals all season in 13 games in the Premier League, with just 6 points from those 13 games. One away win as the free kick is headed away. Holgate now to Kenny and all the way back to Jordan Pickford. And that will frustrate Evertonians. And we're free kick in dangerous position back at the goalkeeper. There's one ball looking for Calvert-Lewin. The way by Dawson. This is the Murray on the right hand side. Then back onto the left foot, back onto his right again. Shafted away by Ryan Fredericks. Trying to let it go out for the corner, which he succeeded in doing so. Everton will look to make the most of these set pieces, which they have struggled from this season. Michael Keane did score from a corner though against Leeds back in February. Tomorrow Gray the ball well who will this time. Again, looking for Richarlison. It has Richarlison all over the bar. What a chance for Richarlison! Jordan Pickford's long ball should have been cut out by Ryan Fredericks. It wasn't. Richarlison was onside. He got into the penalty area and with the outside of his right foot, he moved over the crossbar, agonisingly so. And that's how close it was to the level at the London Stadium. So close to Richarlison. Could he have gone forward with his left foot? Potentially. It was an awkward angle for him to get a shot away with his left foot, with his right foot. Managed to get it over Fabianski, but over the bar as well. And Everton's best chance of the game by far. Brazilian hasn't felt the burden of needing to be the top, needing to be Everton's main scorer in the absence of Calvert-Lewin, as Antonio wins the free kick under Kenny. But Richarlison has only scored 4 goals in the Premier League this season. Only one of them since the start of December, which was against Arsenal. But this is a free kick for West Ham in a dangerous position. Aaron Cresswell potentially looking to deliver it with his left foot. Aaron Cresswell with his left foot. But what a good chance that was. In many respects, it's been a tight first half between the sides, but it is a moment of quality that has separated them. That brilliant strike from Aaron Cresswell after 32 minutes to free kick with his left foot. That's Gordon Pickford, not in the England goalkeeper. For Everton with his outside of the right foot shot over the top of the crossbar. As the Blues look to get back into the game. But their away form is concerning as we go into the latter stages of the season with that away game at Turf Moor on Wednesday as well. Such a big game with Burnley and Everton. Fornals into Ben Rama. That's through to Mikel Antonio. He's around Jordan Pickford. Antonio into the side netting. Goal kick's been given to West Ham, but what a big chance for Mikel Antonio to make it 2-0 at half time. Fornals picking up inside the half. And I think Ben Godfrey on the line always knew it was going to end up on the side netting, but he got back on the line in any case. It was always going to be very difficult for him to score from that angle. Premier League goals for the West Ham striker in 2022. Started the season with 4 goals in his first 3 games as well. Richarlison to Decore. Holgate looking to clip it out to Godfrey. He's took a little nick and could well go out for a corner, which Kenny was trying to allow the ball to do, but Ben Rama got there and cleared out for a throw-in instead. Kenny just assessing his options. Calvert-Lewin and Richarlison here. Kenny now to Corey. Gray looking to get the ball in with his right foot, which he does, headed away by Kurt Zuma. Kenny Holgate now up to Damari Gray again. Doing well to get past Ben Rama. He's doing really well to escape his intentions. Gets the ball in. It was a good ball to the near post, but I want to take it from an Everton point of view, and it's straight through to Lucas Fabianski. Damari Gray before injuries took its toll on him. He got injured in Frank Lampard's first league game in charge of Newcastle. Taking the place Anthony Gordon today, who's until today had started every single game for Frank Lampard at Everton in both league and cup. 2 minutes add on at the end of the first half of London Stadium. Free kick for a challenge from Michael Keane on Antonio. You get the feeling that battle would be going away in the second half. There was some Everton. Ben Rama closing in. But West Ham appealing for a penalty there for a potential handball by John Kenny, but it looked like he just got his body in the way from Ben Rama's cross. And no doing from the VAR officials. As Rice gets that to Ben Rama. Into Declan Rice. Calm because Kenny's pass is poor. It's dealt with by Declan Rice to Corey Carpin on the end of it. Back in field now to. That's something that will frustrate me. His team have had the opportunity break and counter-attack in this first half, but they just haven't made the most of it, and they've ultimately been punished by a moment of quality from Cresswell. As we approach the last 10 seconds of the first half, Cresswell, the goal scorer. Kurt Zouma is looking to run down the clock before playing the ball along this right-hand side, and that is half-time at the Stadium. It is West Ham 1, Everton 0. The main moment in the first half, a brilliant free kick from Aaron Cresswell, 25 yards out, left-footed. It went over the wall into the top corner, and it broke the deadlock after 32 minutes. The best moment of the game from Everton came from Richarlison, their biggest opportunity. One ball from Jordan Pickford could have been cut out by Ryan Fredericks. It wasn't. The ball ran through to Richarlison, who was through on goal, chose to shoot the outside of his right foot, and it looked over the top of the crossbar and out for a goal kick. Agonisingly close for the Blues, who are looking to get back into the game, but their poor away run is set to continue unless they can get back into it in the second half. West Ham, meanwhile, with their ambitions of securing a European place, are 1-0 up at the break through Aaron Cresswell. We'll bring you the second half soon on the Commentary Hub. But it is West Ham 1, Everton 0. Welcome back to the commentary hub for commentary of the second half of West Ham against Everton in the Premier League. The Hammers leading 1-0 at the break thanks to a brilliant free kick from Aaron Cresswell right into the top corner. No chance for Jordan Pickford. Frank Lampard knows something has to change in this second half, and he knows Everton's away run needs to continue. He's been saying it this week. He said that it's been a negative on the season. Blues with the worst away record in the Premier League so far this campaign, just 6 points from 13 games, whereas for West Ham, a win would keep them within a hope, within a chance of qualifying for the Champions League via the top four, though they do still have the Europa League to go for as they get the second half underway. No changes for either side at the interval. West Ham in claret and blue shirts, white shorts and claret and blue socks, shooting from right to left in the second half. Everton in their white shirts, black shorts and black socks. Right. Craig Dawson in possession, playing it square to Kurt Zouma. Cresswell, the scorer of the only goal of the game so far, in the 32nd minute. Brilliant free kick as Michael Antonio takes the ball out of play after the challenge. Michael Keane. For a big 45 minutes for both teams that have very big games in midweek. West Ham, the first leg of their Europa League quarter-final against French side at Lyon, while Everton go to Turf Moor to take on Burnley in a big Premier League six-pointer at the bottom of the table. Mason Holgate, who's in midfield today, came into the team for Donny van der Beek, who pulled up during the warm-up. The long ball towards Calvert-Lewin's cut out by Kurt Zouma. Just take you through the teams shortly in a break of play. Aaron Cresswell now, looking for Jared Bowen, who's got to come back to retrieve it. Ryan Fredericks. Back to Craig Dawson. Now Zouma. Cresswell again. Playing it to Declan Rice, 94 around the corner to Benrahma. Rice back to Cresswell, who looks downfield for Antonio. Really good take on the now pushing inside. Finding a lovely ball to Jared Bowen to Owen. Tackled by Charles tracking back into Jordan Pickford. The West Ham team is Lucas Fabianski in goal, Ryan Fredericks, Craig Dawson, Kurt Zouma, and Cresswell the back four. Thomas check partners Declan Rice in midfield, who wears the captain's armband for West Ham. Jared Bowen, Said Benrahma, Pablo Fornells behind Mikel Antonio. Substitutes West Ham are Areola, Soufal, Diop, Masuaku, Noble, Vlasic, Yarmolenko, Kroll, and Elise. For Everton, as I mentioned, there was a late change to the lineup with Donny van der Beek getting injured in the warm-up. So it's Jordan Pickford in goal for the Blues. Gondro Kenny, Ben Godfrey, Michael Keane, and Vitaly Mikalenko at the back four. Mason Holgate and Abdoulaye Doucouré in midfield. With Alex Iwobi, Richarlison, and Damari Gray behind Dominic Calvert-Lewin. The substitutes for Everton: Asmir Begovic, Isaac Price, Jared Branthwaite, Anthony Gordon, Anwar Ghazi, Dele Alli, and Scott. Zouma now forward, charging forward. Raise the attentions of Calvert-Lewin and gets it back to Soufal. Cresswell now to Benrahma. Back to Cresswell. Rice. Looking to spread a lovely ball to Jared Bowen. He does onto the foot of the wing. Bowen now with his left foot. Looking for Benrahma. He's got past John Joe Kane into the penalty area side. Benrahma cuts it back. It's over the heads of everybody. They call fall to Richarlison. Everton can break here with Alex Iwobi. Can they get men forward? Iwobi on the left-hand side. Calvert-Lewin and Richarlison up with him. Doucouré now back to Mason Holgate. You wonder whether the momentum and confidence Everton move now. As the ball's back with Ben Godfrey. Key. Back with Michael Keane again. John Joe Kenny. Mason Holgate in midfield. Tipping it forward towards the run of Abdoulaye Doucouré, who's onside. And his pass towards Damari Gray's poor. It's cut out by Ben Rama. Cresswell, instead of launching it forward, looks to play it short to Souček, which he does. He gets it to Ben Rama. Back to Souček. Down the line to Pablo Fornals. Lovely play this from West Ham. And Ben Rama again looks to play the ball forward for Declan Rice, but poor ball back from Rice to now to Iwobi. And Dominic Calvert-Lewin's in. Calvert-Lewin with the left foot strike. It was on the angle. It was always going to be a difficult chance for the England international, but it flies wide of the near post. Harmlessly out for a goal kick. Rice, uncharacteristically giving away possession. Iwobi then found the run of Calvert-Lewin. And his strike was wide of the right-hand post of Lucas Fabianski. In fact, it might actually clip the woodwork, Calvert-Lewin, on that second angle. It looked a bit further away on first viewing, but that's a very, very good effort for Calvert-Lewin. And Everton's so close to equalising. Mikolenko lets the ball go out of play. First 6 minutes of the second half. Dominic Calvert-Lewin clipping the woodwork. With a left foot strike, pulling a good run into the penalty area. Found well by Alex Iwobi, but couldn't make the most of it. Reminder, Calvert-Lewin's last goal for Everton was the 28th of August against Brighton in their last away win in the Premier League. Thomas checks down on the far side. West Ham just looking to receive some treatment. He was in a challenge with Calvert-Lewin, just feels the force. Thomas been a brilliant for West Ham. Thomas Souček, both him and Vladimir Supal, who's on the bench for West Ham today. They arrived from Slavia Prague in the Czech Republic. It's said they've been superb signings for the Hammers. Right. Coming in from Charles. Crossing's gone out for Everton's first corner of the second half. Their third in total in the game. William Speeds, certainly. Peace. West Ham are very good defense at peace. The Hammers' defence. But can Everton equalise it? Corner be taken by Damari Gray, right foot into the penalty area, punched away by Fabianski, looked to get applied by Michael Keane. Charles back to Mason Holgate, it's in! It's an equaliser for Everton. Mason Holgate of all people! He's come into the team to replace Donny van de Beek, who was injured in the warm-up, and he scored a stunning goal for Everton to level it up at the London Stadium. Damari Gray's ball into the penalty area, not dealt with by Lucas Fabianski. Michael Keane and Richarlison kept it alive, and what a finish by Mason Holgate. Right-footed on the volley from the edge of the penalty area, no chance for Lucas Fabianski, and it's West Ham 1, Everton 1. What a brilliant strike from Mason Holgate. It's not an easy effort at all. In fact, it does take a slight deflection on its way into the back of the net. Got Pablo Fornals, who goes to charge the ball down. But Everton will not care. They are level at the London Stadium. "54 minutes gone. And it's a level game in London. How will West Ham respond? Been a good response from the visitors since the break. Goal coming just inside the 53rd minute from Mason Holgate. It's his second goal of the season, his first in the Premier League. And how big a goal could it be for Everton in their battle against relegation? I think despite the deflection off Pablo Fornals, it will go down as a Mason Holgate goal. But it's a crucial goal as well for Everton. Corey in midfield. Keane. John Joe Kenny looking for Damari Gray, but it's going to be dealt with by Cresswell. Ball back to Lucas Fabianski. Charged down by Dominic Calvert-Lewin, but he gets the ball away to Everton's goal scorer Holgate. It's been taken down by Michael Antonio, and Everton have a free kick just inside the western half. They're certainly imposing themselves on the game, Everton, which might have been their problem at parts of the first half. Just over the Damari Gray now onto his left foot and looking to bend on the top corner, but it's not reached that target, shall we say. It's flown harmlessly away for a goal kick. David Moyes giving some instructions out to his side now. And it's a fine balancing act for West Ham because they have got such a huge game against Lyon coming up on Thursday, but they want to be in Europe one way or another next season, and that is easy, whether it's another run in the Europa League, which would represent significant progress for West Ham. David Moyes came into the club. We're battling relegation and managed to keep them up during Project Restart in 2020. Zooming now to Dawson. Go to the French international Zuma. Cresswell. Dawson and Ryan Fredericks exchanging passes. Fabianski now to Kurt Zoom. Then Rama comes short to collect and gives it back to Zuma. Just short of halfway inside the West Ham half. Zuma to Cresswell. That's a poor pass forward. It's been cut out easily by John Joe Kenny. And Everton have got numbers here. John Joe Kenny looking for Alex Iwobi and Richarlison, but he finds neither of them because it's cut out well by Ryan Fredericks on the far side. Damari Gray now. Iwobi looking for Decore, but it's put out well by Declan Rice because Decore could have been in there inside the West penalty area. Zuma just clears his lines. Looking for Benrahma. Suchek gets there, but fallen to McKee. Dances around a few West Ham players, but it's been given away by Iwobi, and now Antonio could be in. If Antonio bearing down the ball for West Ham, it's a good save by Pickford. Bowen! It's 2-1 to West Ham. Jared Bowen on return from injury. It was an awful giveaway in midfield by Alex Iwobi. Michael Antonio was played through. His shot was saved by Jordan Pickford. But the rebound fell kindly to Jared Bowen, who taps it into an unguarded net at West Ham. Whether is offside or not from the original pass, we'll see via VAR. But West Ham have put the ball in the back of the net. Antonio's shot saved by Jordan Pickford before Bowen followed in. It's West Ham 2, Everton 1. Such a poor giveaway in midfield by Alex Iwobi. Fornals playing it through. Antonio's shot saved, and then Bowen did really well to follow up on the rebound. After a VAR review is onside, and West Ham have retaken the lead. real sucker punch for Everton because it was a important game where they were showing some authority and some dominance, only for a giveaway in midfield to be punished ruthlessly by Jared Bowen. His 9th Premier League goal of the season. Bounce back again. It will be who gave the ball away in the build-up to the West Ham goal. He kicks gone to West Ham for a foul on Kurt Zuma, but Calvert-Lewin wondering why he hasn't got a decision there. It was outside the penalty area. He was challenged from behind by Ryan Fredericks, who certainly didn't look to get the ball on first. Comes from behind. I think Fredericks gets a fair bit of both man and ball there, and Calvert-Lewin wondering why he hasn't got the decision. But Everton do need to get another goal to find at least a point from this game. They were doing so well in terms of getting back into the contest, but when you are down the bottom of the table, those kind of things happen to you where you are on top of games and you get punished for the slightest error. Mason Holgate now, who scored Everton's equaliser, coming forward. He's into the penalty area. Mason Holgate, he's going forward, tries to take it around Craig Dawson, but Dawson did win the ball despite the appeals from Everton, and it's not going to be a penalty for the Blues. Iwobi looking to make amends for Charleston. The core over the first ball to John Joe Kenny. He's found the right back. And then the Iwobi. Mikalenko. The crossword for Charleston, headed away by Craig Dawson. Decore and Iwobi getting the ball back between themselves. Antonio looking for a handball from Michael Keane, but not given by Michael Oliver. Now Michael Keane coming forward for Everton. Damari Gray. Mikalenko's on the outside. Gray looks to find him. Gray now to Holgate. Iwobi on the left-hand side. Back. Then forward. Mikalenko. Ball out of his can't get back. Holgate. Second right. Challenges. Everton have a free kick around 30. That was really good goalkeeping from Jordan Pickford. As we see the not a foul from Dawson. He wins the ball, and then it's more of a case of Holgate running into Craig Dawson as opposed to Craig Dawson fouling Mason Holgate. Can Everton make the most of this set piece? Too far for a shot, but there's plenty forward from Here's Bowen. Taking on Mikalenko. Well, so get the ball inside the penalty area from Bowen. It's fallen back to Bowen. Right. Plays the ball in. Can't get it away above the players. Traveling Congress possession area. And this is a big problem for Everton because the challenge from Michael Keane. It's a second yellow card. And Everton's captain today is sent off. And Michael Keane knows what happened. No complaints at all from the centre-back. It's his first red card of the season for 2 yellow cards. One picked up in the first half for a foul on Mikel Antonio, and the same here. A West Ham ball forward. Keane looked to win it ahead of Antonio. Antonio got there first. Keane took out the striker. The second yellow card, and Michael Keane is sent off, and Everton are down to 10 men. It's a late challenge from Michael Keane. Antonio was always getting there first. Everton just couldn't clear their lines. And Michael Keane had taken out Antonio, and he knew what was coming. A second yellow card for the centre-back. Everton's captain on the day, and Frank Lampard knows his side have got a real uphill task here now. Cresswell. He's already scored one brilliant free kick today. Can he score a second? Ben Roma is over the free kick as well, but you would imagine it'll be Cresswell. As Michael Oliver blows his whistle. Cresswell. The ball. It's just wide on this occasion. Another good effort from Cresswell, but it's always curling away from goal. Pretty confident that he knew it was going wide. And it remains West Ham 2, Everton 1 after 67 minutes, but the Blues now down to 10 men after Michael Keane's second yellow card. And they face the challenge to get at least a point in this one before the crucial game against Burnley at Turf Moor on Wednesday. But Damari Gray, can he get Everton back in? Alex Wood, Cora, Frank Lampard looking to prepare substitution. Iwobi, Nikolenko, back to Alex Iwobi, Nikolenko again. Iwobi. Takori dropping a little bit deeper now to compensate for the loss of Michael Keane. Calvert-Lewin done really well by Ben Godfrey. Calvert-Lewin has a go, and it's collected easily by Lucas Fabianski in the West Ham goal. Apart from that effort at the start of the second half, Calvert-Lewin, he's been rather starved this afternoon in terms of service. He's made the runs, just hasn't been found. Calvert-Lewin. Cresswell. Rice. Coming deep again to collect the ball he so often does. Fredericks. Dawson. West Ham know they're in the ascendancy. They know that they have the man advantage. So you would imagine David Moyes' side, it is a case of game management from here on in. Against a team who do have the worst away record in the Premier League this season. Rice. Benrahma. Fredericks back to Benrahma. Back in field to Rice. Ball out of his feet. Playing it left to Cresswell. Again back to Rice. Everything going through the England international the last few minutes. Fredericks, Souček, West Ham controlling the ball at the moment. Everton needs to press and get off them at some point if they get back into this game. Antonio gives away possession to Murray Gray. Kenny. Holgate, who's dropped back into a centre-back position alongside Ben Godfrey, but Holgate is still in the back of his calf there. Did go down in the first half, but Everton will be keen to make sure he's able to continue. If West Ham make their first change of the afternoon, it will be Jared Bowen, the man whose goal separates the two sides, and goes off to be replaced by Mark Noble. It's a goal-scoring return from injury for Jared Bowen. A clinical goal from West Ham. It was a poor touch from Alex Iwobi. Mikel Antonio was set free by Pablo Fornals, and Jared Bowen tapped in after the shot was saved by Jordan Pickford. You wonder whether Bowen, in terms of his England aspirations, it's a big end to the season for him, of course, because he could well have made the squad for England's recent friendlies against Switzerland and the Ivory Coast if it wasn't for that injury picked up against Liverpool at the start of March. Pickford now, who's firmly in the fold for going to Qatar with England, launched it forward, headed away by Zoom to Corey. Godfrey. Iwobi now gives it back to Mason Holgate. Playing forward for Demarai Gray, but again, it's easily dealt with by Kurt Zouma. Cresswell looking forward for the run of Mikel Antonio, who'll chase all day and Pickford comes up and clears out for a throw to West Ham. 71 minutes gone at the London Stadium. West Ham 2, Everton 1. The Blues down to 10 men after the dismissal of Michael Keane. The away form on the final part doesn't make for good reading for the Blues going into today's game. They'd lost every away game they played under Frank Lampard in all competitions. Seeing some of Everton substitutes warming up, Anthony Gordon and Dele Alli. Frank Lampard. They need to make some alterations in the last 20 minutes of Everton or to get something from this game. Thomas back by Alex Iwobi. Play back to 4 hours. Trying to zip in. Rama's shot is easily saved by Jordan Pickford. God. Hold it. Pouring out to Ben Godfrey before he was again and looks long towards the left hand side. Ball in field was Demarai Gray, but he found both his for come back to Demarai Gray. Demarai Gray was the right hand side, but it was with him. Charlton put it inside. Still with Charlton outside the penalty area, and his shot is blocked. It's going to go out for a corner to Everton on this near right hand side. Charlton looking at a constant outlet for Everton. It's going to be an outswinger. Played short by Gray. Who was off. That is very poor from Everton. You can see the frustration from Frank Lampard. Both centre halves come up for the corner kick. Demarai Gray plays it short. Return to it from Alex Iwobi, but Demarai Gray was offside as he always looked to be. Again, a wasted opportunity for Everton has to be said. With just over 15 minutes plus stoppage time to go. Inside his own penalty area. But Everton do have options to bring on the likes of Anthony Gordon and Dele Alli. Andy Gordon, arguably Everton's player of the season this year, had started every game under Frank Lampard until today. John Kenny gets the ball out of his ball into the Mari Gray inside the penalty. Gray shifting onto the right foot, back onto the left. Playing it back to Alex Iwobi. To Richarlison. Returning it to Iwobi. Ball to Tali Mikalenko. Iwobi again. Right foot is crossed into the penalty area. Rice deals with it, but it'll fall to John Joe Kenny and it's cleared away by Ryan Fredericks. And Michael Oliver has John Joe Kenny to have handled the ball, so it's a free kick to West Ham and more frustration for Everton with just over 15 minutes to go. Mark Noble looks to get the ball rolling again for West Ham. Souček. Zuma. Cresswell. Mark Noble in midfield. Assessing his options, playing it short to Pablo Fornals. Zuma now, forward to Declan Rice. Rice back to Mark Noble. Dawson. Fredericks, Fornals. Pushed back by Iwobi. Back to Dawson. Noble. Rice now on the half turn. Cresswell. Back to Rice. Noble. Rice again. West Ham very comfortable in possession, has to be said at the moment. Cresswell. Rice. Mark Noble onto his right foot. Switches out to Ryan Fredericks. Back to Craig Dawson. Zuma. Rice now to Dawson again. Noble's passed out to Fornals, intercepted by Richarlison and goes out of play for a West Ham throw in, and we are going to see Everton's first change of the afternoon. Anthony Gordon is set to come on. Dawson. Noble. Coming forward now and playing it into Michail Antonio. Back to Mark Noble. Squirms free and Michail Antonio again, playing it to the left-hand side where he finds Said Benrahma. Cresswell's on the overlap. Benrahma cutting inside. Benrahma will have a go, and it's drifted past the far post. John Pickford looked like he knew it was going wide. And in the end it did, but Pickford's not happy about something from his defenders, allowing the shot to get away from Said Benrahma. And here we see Everton's first change of the game. And it will be Dominic Calvert-Lewin, who is coming off to be replaced by Anthony Gordon. Frank Lampard has spoken about needing to get Calvert-Lewin up to speed with the game, with having been out for such a long time through injury, but he's been replaced now by Anthony Gordon. 3 Premier League goals this season for the Everton Academy graduate. But Calvert-Lewin certainly had been making the runs today. Came close to scoring early in the first half. His effort clipped the outside of the woodwork. But you would imagine now Richarlison takes up a central role as West Ham look to break. Declan Rice, he's got men in front of him. Nick Antonio one way. But he's chosen Pablo Fornals on the other side, and it's been blocked by Mikalenko and out for a corner kick to West Ham. Well, 4 forward for the Hammers in that attack. It's a poor ball ultimately from Fornals, but Mikalenko gets in the way regardless, prevent it coming through to Michail Antonio. West Ham plays short with Noble, Fornals. Noble back on side. Noble back to Fredericks and Cresswell.
chips the ball forward, looking for Declan Rice. Takes it down well on his back, but he was offside in the end. Declan Rice was given to Everton. We're going to see a second West substitution here. Andrei Yarmolenko, the Ukrainian international, is set to come on. Of course, an emotional time for both him and Vitaly Mykolenko with everything that's going on in the world right now. But Richarlison now for Everton. First, now the right-hand side. Gets away from Kurt Zouma. Looks to find Damari Gray, but it's been cut out by Ryan Fredericks. Looked like it was just going to find its way through to Damari Gray there, but it's been cut up by the right-back for West Ham. But as I say, Yarmolenko coming on for West Ham. He's had an influential month or so. Big goals against Aston Villa in the Premier League and Sevilla in the Europa League. The goal against Sevilla coming in extra time to secure the quarter-final spot. What an adventure West Ham are having in that competition this season. Noble. Fornals. Mark Noble again. Declan Rice. Still with Declan Rice. That's well. That's a lovely turn by Said Benrahma. That's the penalty area. Gets it to Fornals, who takes the first time shot, but he slices it horribly wide. It's out for a goal kick for Everton. Big chance for West Ham to make it 3. Benrahma cutting in. Antonio finding Fornals with the reverse pass, but it was an awful effort by Pablo Fornals, slicing it. It's knee height. Was out for a goal kick. And on comes Andrei Yarmolenko to a standing ovation by the London Stadium. Going to replace Said Benrahma for the final 9 minutes plus stoppage time. Of course, Yarmolenko, wonderful player for Ukraine down the years, wonder the left foot on him. We saw it particularly during his time at Dynamo Kiev. It's a goal, a late winner against Chelsea at the London Stadium a couple of seasons ago. As it's also just with a clash of heads, just back up after being knocked to the ground there. The final 10 minutes at the London Stadium. West Ham 2, Everton 1. Everton down to 10 men after the dismissal of Michael Keane. Mikel Antonio looking to advance towards the penalty area, and he does so. It's a very good challenge in the end by Ben Godfrey. Couldn't tell him Michael was looking towards the penalty spot there, but brilliant challenge by the Everton defence to get away from Mikel Antonio. Looked for one goal. Alex Iwobi. Ray. Still with Ray. Mykolenko. Decore. Iwobi. Still with Decore. Gordon comes deep. His first over to the game. Looking for options. Gets the big Mark Wilson. Mason Holgate loses out in a challenge with Pablo Fornals, and it'll be a yellow card for Mason Holgate. But all ball to move Abdoulaye Decore. Wasn't to his feet, it was ahead of him. Mason Holgate couldn't reach the ball. Pablo Fornals got away, and Holgate really only receive the yellow card. But another moment of frustration for Everton in a period of possession, giving away a silly free kick. Craig Dawson forward. Straight out of play, looking for Mikel Antonio. It's a really good challenge in the end by Ben Godfrey. Looked like Antonio had found his way into the penalty area. Godfrey did so well to deny West Ham's number 9. Just 5 minutes to go. What a big result this could be as it stands. The Premier League table. West Ham up to 5th at the moment. Just 3 points behind Arsenal. Well, they've played 3 games more. Everton, meanwhile, still remain 3 points above the bottom 3 with that huge game against Burnley to come on Wednesday night at Turf Moor. As the ball sails out of play for a West Ham goal kick, and Frank Lampard shakes his head. He knows he's had bad opportunities this afternoon. He knows that when they got back in the game through Mason Holgate's equaliser, they were on top in the game, looking to push, but it was such a sloppy goal for Everton to put away. Ruthlessly punished by Jared Bowen. Ben Godfrey collects the ball after a challenge. Check. The ball goes out for a throw-in. I think West Ham were appealing for a free kick, but he just looked like Ben Godfrey won the ball, won it clearly. Goes out for a throw-in. Ball had gone up in the air, and Ben Godfrey just looked to collect the ball, but just squirmed away from it. The most he could do would be to put it out for a throw-in to West Ham with less than 5 minutes to go now until stoppage time. Seeing Everton with the fewest away points in the Premier League this season. As things stand, 6 points for a possible 42 available, which has been the root of their problems at many times this season. Frank Lampard has said that he has noticed a difference between their home form and their away form this season. And he's also said that needs to change. Right, Noble. To Yarmolenko. Noble again. Souček. Balls forward now to Andrei Yarmolenko. Crossing in with his right foot, headed away by Ben Godfrey. Can Decore make something of it? It's going to go out on halfway. Everton appealing for the throw-in. It's going to go West Ham's way. Been a very tight game, as the first half was, really. It's been a game of fine margins. But at the moment, those margins are giving West Ham a 2-1 win. As Fredericks takes the throw-in, bang on halfway. Flicked on by Antonio, but only as far as Holgate. Gives it back to Pickford, who's looking to get Everton going again quickly. Pickford launched it downfield after pounced by Craig Dawson. It's a free kick to Everton. 2.5 minutes until the 90th. A chance for Everton to get the ball into the penalty area. Gray looks to be taking the responsibility. Mikalenko's there as well. Ben Godfrey's gone forward. Charles is back. As is Decore. Will be on the West. He won't get on the end of his own pass. Claim he does under pressure from Richarlison. That's a really good claim from Lucas Fabianski just to calm it down from a West Ham perspective. He uses it to Kurt Zuma to get the ball going again. For West Ham, it is about game management for them now, as they look to move back into the European places and to within striking distance of the top 4, even having played more games than Arsenal. West Ham having roots into a potential Gordon, all the way out to play. David Moyes knows the side on the verge of a crucial 3 points here. asking for his side to be more compact in the final minutes of the game. We're into the last minutes of the 90. Thrown forward West Ham, but Iwobi picks it up in central midfield. Damari Gray going towards the left hand side. He's got plenty of West Ham and around it. 4, in fact, and he needs to get the ball away to Vitaly Mikalenko. Be good. Alex Iwobi looks to play it through to Mikalenko. Here he goes to Charleston. Played away from Kenny at the far post. Decore. Back to Ben Godfrey. Looks to give it to Decore, but instead it's put back to Iwobi. Mikalenko chooses right-footed and it drifts harmlessly wide, and that's a waste from Vitaly Mikalenko as we enter 4 minutes this time at the London Stadium. Frank Lampard having a discussion in terms of how to turn things around in stoppage time, but the Blues are running out of time to do so. Just 2 wins in 2022 so far in the Premier League. Just 2 wins in the league. Means Leeds and Newcastle, both of those at Goodison Park, but you feel that their away form has to improve significantly in the final 2 months of the campaign. Given the challenge at the top of the table, his board looks forward, but out of play by Zuma. And Everton won the ball back quickly. John Kenny. In fact, I think a free kick has been given for a challenge by Dawson near the halfway line, actually, very far away from where the ball went out of play. John Kenny now looking to launch forward into the penalty area. Right footed. In it goes. Up to the net. Through the way. By Kurt Zuma. Iwobi. Mikalenko. Kenny again. Everton need to get the ball forward. Goes to Ben Godfrey. Looking for around the far side. It'll fall to Anthony Gordon. Who's fronted by Aaron Cresswell. Back to John Kenny. Ball doesn't make the penalty area. Headed away by Declan Rice. Noble now to Cresswell. Who get rid under the challenge of Richarlison. It's been put out of play by Mikalenko. And that will do time with 2 minutes to go. Headed back to Mark Noble. Antonio keeps the ball in play and looks to advance towards the penalty area. Still with Mick Antonio. Looking to play to Mikalenko, and it's going to drift out for a goal kick. Goalkeeper looks to get play started again very quickly for Everton. About a minute and a half left of stoppage time to go. He's been very, very good, Mikel Antonio, today. Playing a big part in the second goal, and it's been a battle with Michael Keane while he was on the pitch. Richarlison going towards the right hand side against Cresswell. He's gone down. It's a free kick to Everton. It's said to be a yellow card for Aaron Cresswell. West Ham's first 5 minutes of the game. And what a big opportunity this could be for Everton to claim a point. Richarlison up against 2 men. He's done well to win the free kick, really. Up against Fornells and Cresswell. It was actually Fornells who committed the foul before Cresswell kicked the ball into Richarlison, and that's why Cresswell's picked up the yellow card. But a huge number of Everton in the final. A free kick on the right hand side. Jordan Pickford has gone up for Everton. It'll be Damari Gray to deliver. Right footed. Outswinger to the far post. It's headed over the far post by Ben Godfrey. And is that Everton's last chance to claim something from this game? In fact, it is, because the final whistle has gone at the London Stadium. And a crucial win for West Ham in their chase for European football, but a devastating blow for Everton in their battle against relegation. The Hammers after 32 minutes. Aaron Cresswell with a brilliant free kick, 25 yards out. No chance for Jordan Pickford, the Everton goal. Shortly afterwards, Michael Keane picked up his first yellow card of the game for a foul on Mikel Antonio. Everton had a brilliant chance to equalise with Richarlison, but he just couldn't get the ball out of his feet and ended up poking it over the bar with the outside of his right foot. Dominic Calvert-Lewin also came close for the Blues at the start of the second half, clipping the woodwork with a left foot strike before Everton did equalise through a deflected goal from Mason Holgate. Strike from the edge of the penalty area, deflected off Pablo Fornals, and it found the bottom corner. And at that point, Everton looked on top in the game. That was until Alex Iwobi gave the ball away in midfield. Pablo Fornals played it through to Mikel Antonio, who raced through on goal. His shot was saved by Jordan Pickford, but the rebound fell kindly for Jared Bowen, who scored on his return from injury. He scored the winning goal, as it turned out. Michael Keane was later sent off, the Everton captain for the day, for a second yellow card for another foul on Mikel Antonio. West Ham up to 5th place in the Premier League with this win, just 3 points off Arsenal in 4th place for their game at Crystal Palace tomorrow. But for Everton, another defeat on the road. Remains that they've only won one game away from Goodison Park all season in the Premier League for their big game at Burnley on Wednesday night. West Ham, it's all on to Thursday in their game against Lyon in the first leg of their Europa League quarter-final clash. But that's it from the commentary hub for today from Everton. But that's all from the commentary hub for today's game between West Ham and Everton at the London Stadium. You've been listening to myself, Chris Coughlin, and it's finished West Ham 2, Everton 1.